Decision 2016, the aftermath of the second presidential debate today. Donald Trump trying to overcome the latest turmoil of his campaign. Today, all eyes are on the swing states, where the race is expected to be decided.
And Columbus Day. What exactly are we celebrating? A history-altering discovery or the exploitation of Native people by a European colonizer? Coming up next, we take a critical look at the Columbus Day holiday. District Wire News starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Brooke Evans, and this is District Wire News.
And I'm Chelsea Smart.
A new poll out today has Clinton leading Trump by double digits nationwide, following the released audio from 2005 late last week. These and other scandals were present throughout the second presidential debate Sunday night. This has resulted in Speaker of the House Paul Ryan saying he will neither defend nor support Donald Trump. Wes Young has more on where the race goes from here.
Tensions were high throughout the second debate, without even a cordial handshake to start off the night. With his recent comments towards women on voters' minds, Donald Trump needed to spend the debate trying to regain the confidence of both his conservative base and undecided voters. Recent polls had Trump narrowly trailing Clinton even before recent events. And with the large consensus being that Clinton had won the first debate, Trump needed to find a way to come out on top Sunday night. Despite focusing on core talking points for conservatives like Obamacare, tax cuts, and the Supreme Court, analysts feel that he is still failing to shake the effects of this recent scandal.
Sure, I think we've potentially reached a tipping point in this campaign where just enough people have said, I've had enough. There's a certain Trump fatigue working its way into this campaign, and I'm just not so sure he's going to have enough time and enough space and enough opportunities to be able to sway people onto his side.
The race now turns to the remaining swing states in this election, where Clinton is currently favored to win.
I think she just really needs to kind of sort of stay the course of what she's been doing. I think the poll numbers, even like in Ohio, where she's starting to pull ahead now, I think she's fine in Pennsylvania. I think she's fine in New Hampshire. I think between Trump's comments on the young woman, last name Machado, and his actions toward her, as well as some of his business dealings in Cuba, I really think Florida is beginning to go her way.
The third and final debate is scheduled for October 19th and will be held in Las Vegas, Nevada, where the most recent poll shows the race neck and neck between Trump and Clinton. For District Wire News, I'm Wes Young.
Prior to last night's presidential town hall, Donald Trump held a news conference with Paula Jones, Juanita Broadwick, Kathleen Wiley, and Kathy Shelton, who've accused the Clinton family of various levels of misconduct.
Thank you very much for coming, and these four very courageous women have asked to be here, and it was our honor to help them. And I think they're each going to make just an individual short statement, and then we're going to have a little meeting, and we'll see you at the debate.
The appearance by Jones, Broadwick, Rick, Willie, and Shelton come following the release of a tape in which Donald Trump's remarks on women. The Clinton campaign said they were not surprised to see Donald Trump continue his destructive race to the bottom.
Last Friday, an 11-year-old video almost derailed Donald Trump's campaign. On the video, Trump is heard making lewd comments about women with a TV host. Elise Smith has more on the story and how it might affect Trump's campaign.
Donald Trump is once again facing controversy after a 2005 interview leaked online.
I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
As Election Day gets closer and closer, a scandal like this is the last thing that Trump needs. Film and Media Arts professor John Douglas and American University's Women's Initiative Director Kendall Barron commented on Trump's future with the female voter demographic.
Trump was also self-obsessed and self-absorbed, and women, Muslims, Hispanics, blacks, other minorities are just inconsequential to him. But when you start talking about women, That way you're talking about a large part of the electorate. And so I think that those are going to take a lot of people who might have been thinking about voting for him, take them off the plate.
These words don't reflect who I am. I said it, I was wrong, and I apologize.
In addition to that, it alienates a lot of survivors because especially by him minimizing it to just being like locker room talk, normalizes essentially bragging about sexual assault. And it was just like, I go through this in my regular life. I don't need to see it broadcasted. I don't need to see rape culture like broadcasted for the world to see when I already experienced it.
For District Wire News, I'm Elise Smith.
Melania Trump's outfit rose eyebrows at the presidential debate last night. The former model sported a fuchsia top called a pussy bow blouse. The shirt features a bow tied around the neck and lists for $1,100. The fashion choice sparked interest into the possible connections between the shirt's name and leaked footage of her husband bragging about groping women. The Trump campaign says the shirt was not a comment on the behind-the-scenes conversation.
Billy Bush's absence is indefinite. NBC is reviewing the Today Show anchor's role in a leaked conversation with Donald Trump. The footage features Bush and Trump talking before recording a segment for Access Hollywood. The reporter eggs on and laughs with Trump. Later, Bush encourages a young actress to give the presidential candidate a hug. Bush spent 12 years at the entertainment outlet. He began working for the Today Show last August. Bush's beginnings were marked with controversy after a conversation with Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte led to a foreign investigation.
The Montgomery County Civic Federation is meeting tonight to discuss a proposal that would establish term limits for some Montgomery County officials. This is the third time a term limit has been proposed and been attempted in Montgomery County, which failed in 2000 and 2004. The Civics Federation's Executive Committee has already approved the resolution unanimously. If the Federation body approves this resolution, it would appear on the November ballot.
2 firefighters are recovering after being injured while responding to a Bethesda house fire Sunday night. Over 85 firefighters responded to the home on Danville Drive around 11:20. 3 adults and 2 children got out of the home safely, but the family's cat is still missing. The fire gutted the home and caused over $1 million in damages. Multiple vehicles at the home were damaged also. Firefighters say the accidental fire started on the porch. The cause hasn't been determined.
Montgomery County Police are investigating a double shooting after a domestic violence incident on Sunday morning. Police arrived at the Germantown home after getting a call from a woman who said she'd been shot by her husband. The woman says her husband shot himself also. Both were taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police say the shooting happened 2 hours after officers made a visit to the same home.
Police are investigating a stabbing that left a Prince George's County man dead early Sunday morning. Officers were called to Reflections exclusive nightclub in District Heights, Maryland, just before 3 a.m. The man, whose name has not been released, was found with stab wounds to his upper body. The man was taken to the hospital where he later died.
Police in Prince Williams County are continuing to investigate a homicide that took place Saturday evening in Woodbridge. Shortly before 6 p.m., police went to the 1400 block of the Bayside Avenue, where they found a man who was shot. The man, whose identity has not been released, was pronounced dead at the scene.
Prince George's County Police are looking for the person who held out Washington Suburban Sanitary Commission crew at gunpoint Sunday. The WSSC crew was repairing a water main in Temple Hills just before 3 a.m. when the robber approached. The 4 employees were not hurt. Repairs to the broken water main were completed and all affected residents have water.
Columbus Day comes along once a year, and people are now expressing their discontent with who and what is actually being celebrated. Detailed history of the man we honor is coming to the forefront, and people don't know if Columbus Day should even exist. Reporter Megan Yonner is live in the newsroom with more on this story.
Christopher Columbus towers over commuters coming in and out of Union Station. But did you know that the famous so-called discoverer of the New World had a major hand in developing slave trade and has been accused by many historians of committing genocide?
You probably get the day off work, but have you ever really thought about why?
Columbus may have sailed the ocean blue in 1492, but not everyone's celebrating the Italian explorer today.
Columbus Day is just terrible, honestly. We shouldn't celebrate someone who's a rapist, who has directly caused a lot of sex trafficking and domestic violence and abuse within the Native communities. So I don't think we should celebrate something that, was basically just a lost sadist running around the country and happened to fall upon a whole bunch of people who he exploited.
It's just another instance of the narrative being told from the European point of view, so that the holiday commemorates the day that the European arrived in North America, and not necessarily the perspective of the native peoples he encountered.
Some activists, like members of the group Student Advocates for Native Communities here at American University, are calling for Columbus Day to be changed to Indigenous Peoples Day.
This is part of a larger issue in America of whitewashing Native history. Columbus Day on its own, on its surface level, is an awful thing, but if you think about the ramifications that it has for us as a society, and what we're doing to Native people today even, I think it becomes even worse.
Though Columbus Day remains a federal holiday, many cities across the country are celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day today. Back to you.
Hurricane Matthew unearthed 15 cannonballs on a South Carolina beach over the weekend. Richard Beck, the mayor of Folly Island, South Carolina, discovered them Sunday while taking photos of hurricane damage. Most of the cannonballs were disposed of by the Air Force, and a few were taken to a nearby Navy base. Beck says many of the shells were welded together by rust after over 150 years in the sand.
Coming up, we'll show you who is protesting outside of Trump Hotel in D.C. over gun control. A full report after the break.
And tomorrow is National Coming Out Day. We'll show you how students at American will be celebrating.